What's going on, guys? It is time. It is time for WandaVision, Episode 8, open spoiler discussion, guys. Here we are, man. This is the precipice of the end of this crazy show that has taken us in all sorts of different crazy and amazing directions and avenues and all sorts of places that I got to be honest, I never thought this show would take. Going into the show, going into WandaVision, I mean, who would have known, right? Who would have known? I thought this was just going to be kind of a neat little fun, quirky show about like two Avengers characters who get thrown into sitcoms. Oh no, my friends. Oh no. It has gone so much better than I could have ever expected, honestly, in my opinion. I love this show. I really do. I think it's a great show, very well written, very well done. Just an amazing, amazing, amazing show. And we're going to talk all about WandaVision Episode 8 right now. Before we do that, though, we're going to get through some kind of, house things that we got to talk about. So this is the Movie Idiot channel. I'm your Movie Idiot, Mike. It's nice to see you this evening. And again, I hope you guys all jump in, start talking some open spoiler discussion for WandaVision Episode 8. If you want to jump in the discussion, we are streaming on count them three, 1, 2, 3, different platforms right now. We're streaming on Twitch, we're streaming on Facebook Live, and we are streaming on YouTube. You can comment in the comments section on any of those platforms right now. And, I totally encourage that. We want people to jump in, join in. I want to hear all your theories, all your thoughts on WandaVision Episode 8. But, of course, there's another way you can interact with the Movie Idiot Live open spoiler discussion right now, and that is through the tip link. Streamlabs.com/movieidiots. That's the way to do it. When you use the tip link to interact with the show, not only are you interacting with the show, which is awesome, but you are doing so in a way that helps support the show and the channel, and I really appreciate that from the bottom of me heart. And guys, heart. That's where we're going to go with this episode because it had tons of it. If you notice, the title of my video today for this WandaVision open spoiler discussion, it was very simple. What is grief if not love persevering? And yeah, I mean, wow, right there. How deep did this show go? They took a show that's about superheroes and witches and what? And dropped that knowledge bomb on us. Mind blown right there. Yeah, I mean, I heard that line from Vision and I was just floored. I was just floored by it. What an amazing line. What an amazing show this is. And we're going to get into all of it. We're going to start. So I'm going to go over the rundown of everything that happened on WandaVision Episode 8 from front to back, and then we'll discuss it all openly right here on the channel. Again, just make sure you comment below in the comment sections and or send something in with the tip link, and we're going to get started right here on the rundown and breakdown of the episode. So we start out this episode in Salem, Massachusetts, my friends, Salem, Massachusetts, and right here, if you look right here, you got Agatha Harkness, and she is dragged out onto a stake, and you think this is like, oh, the Salem witch trials, they're gonna burn her at the stake and all this stuff. Well, come to find out, not exactly, because the people tying her to the stake are actual witches, and they're basically accusing her of using dark magic that's beyond what her level of witchhood is, so to speak. And one of them, the leader of these witches, is her mother. And even she is like, no, you've gone too far and you have to go, basically. They all start hitting her with their blue magic and hitting her and trying to kill her. But instead of her dying, she feeds off yo magic. She feeds off yo magic. And that, guys, is how these witches all die. Every single one of them. She feeds off their magic and they wither away into nothing. And what she said was that she grew too powerful for the rules of their coven, and she, and she showed it. She showed it right there. They were like, what is this? Let me see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 witches right here surrounding her, plus her mother right there. And speaking of her mother, by the way, let's get to this picture here. Boom, there's her mom, and look at this right here. That, the crown on top of her mother's head. You guys know that is going to come back. That right there, that crown, that's going to come back at some way, shape, and form in this show. I guarantee you, and I bet you we're going to see it on Wanda. That's my guess. But yeah, dude, that's an amazing shot right there. And that's so after Agatha sucks all the life out of the other witches, her mother joins in and is trying to like shoot her down with her super magic with her crown. And obviously, Agatha sucks all the life out of her too, and she dies. And that's how this show begins. So let's start there. Agatha. What do we still know about her, right? So obviously she's very old. And she kept insisting this whole time that she's good, I can be good. And these other witches and her own mother, didn't think she could be good. I'm starting to wonder. I mean, yes, Agatha is evil. Don't get me wrong. But I'm starting to wonder if Agatha's a little misunderstood. If Agatha's a character whose power got beyond her own control. And I think this is going to tie in later because Agatha says something to Wanda later at the end of the episode that I found very interesting as well when she tells her that she's dangerous. And I think Agatha knows Wanda is dangerous because Agatha herself is dangerous and has so much power that she hardly can control. Total conjecture and theory on that, but that's my thought. Again, what did you guys think of the scene? Hit me up in the comments below, and I'm going to move on to the next scene here. And so the next scene then, of course, joins Agatha right here. You got her. She's got Wanda in the basement tied up. And she's talking to Wanda and explaining how difficult a lot of the things that Wanda is doing is, and yet Wanda doesn't know simple spells. So Wanda, when she approached in the basement, she tries to use magic, and Agatha's like, you can't use magic in here. I put a simple spell. Only I can use magic in here. It basically was like, why don't you know this? This is like Magic 101, yo. And, Wanda has no clue because Wanda doesn't even realize that she has magic. She thinks she has powers. So it's very interesting, Agatha's point of view. Agatha comes across as very jealous, angry at Wanda because Wanda doesn't understand what she's doing. Wanda's performing this great, amazing, powerful magic, and she's got this whole town, and Agatha can't do that, and she's wanting to know how she did it, and Wanda couldn't tell her the first thing of why. And I think Agatha then finally gets, of course, to a point where she's like, okay, well, we're going to have to find out why. And, we're not there yet. She's like, we're going to have to find out why. And so she plucks a piece of Wanda's hair, opens a door, and is like, okay, it's time to go down memory lane. And this is the flashback episode that we all kind of needed here. Because, let's face it, so many questions, so many theories, so many conjectures. We have to figure this out, right? So this is that episode, the flashback episode here. And it helps us kind of figure out what's going on. So, doing the flashback episode. Here we go. They walk through the door, and we see young Wanda we see young Pietro in Sokovia talking to his parents. And he's yelling at them, hey, on movie night, we talk in English. Oh, excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. He says, we talk in English on movie night because we're working on our English. And then you see here the big DVD case full of movies. Now look at some of these here. We got The Addams Family, Who's the Boss, I Love Lucy, Bewitched, Malcolm in the Middle. I can't really see what this is. I don't know what that is. That one right there. It's covered up. Yeah, I can't quite tell. Maybe Little Orphan Annie, maybe? I'm unsure. But yeah, so you got the whole case here, of course. Wanda's favorite one is the Dick Van Dyke Show, which she then explains to her dad. She tells her dad, yes, let's watch Dick Van Dyke. And then Pietro's like, again, and they do, and so they're starting to watch the episode. The episode of the Dick Van Dyke Show that they're watching is what they call the Walnut episode. It's an episode where Dick Van Dyke is dreaming that basically everybody in his world is an alien, I wonder if that means anything or if it's just a coincidence that, in that episode, Dick Van Dyke is living in a dream. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, guys. Ugh, I got the yawns, man. So yeah, I don't know what's going on there. That being said, they don't get to enjoy this episode too much because boom, there's the Stark bomb. So the building blows up, the kids are stuck here, you got this bomb just sitting here. And so now you get a visual representation of what they explain in, of course, Avengers Age of Ultron, where they talk about the bomb just sitting there and it never goes off. Well, Wanda reaches out to it and she's talking to Pietro saying in that episode it was all just a dream. Agatha then points out to Wanda that, hey, you just used magic here. You used what she called a probability spell. Now, in the comics, Wanda, of course, her magic before she realized how powerful she was very based on almost like luck, right? So like, oh, like this could have happened, but it didn't because Wanda was here. Or we need this specific item. Oh, wow, there's that specific item. Where did that come from? So that's what Wanda's magic was kind of like in the comics. And you see that here. So that probability magic that she used as a young child, it looks like, on this bomb. And as Agatha put it, oh, you guys are sitting there in front of a bomb just, as safe as kittens while the rest of the world's getting blown up. That's not a coincidence. And she basically explains to Wanda that, yeah, you are a witch and you had powers then, but your powers weren't in full bloom at that point. And then we move on to the next part. And the next part, of course, you're seeing then when Wanda discovers more of her, well, not when she discovers, but when she gets experimented on in Sokovia. So it opens up like this. They have Wanda in a room, and there's the staff, Loki's staff, and all of a sudden the jewel comes out of the staff and flies up to Wanda, and then it goes boom, and there's the Mind Stone. It opens itself up to Wanda and, of course, bestows upon her powers, or so we thought, but we'll come to find out, apparently, according to Agatha, it didn't give her powers. It amplified her powers. So Wanda already had powers that she didn't know about, and the Mind Stone is what amplified said powers and made her supremely powerful. So Wanda, of course, not knowing any of this. Wanda has no idea that she actually is a witch and, she has all these powers. So moving forward a little bit more through Wanda's memories, they get into a little memory here. It's right after Pietro died. And they're at, her and Vision are at the Avengers compound. And you got her and Vision sitting on the bed here having a little conversation. They're watching an episode of Malcolm in the Middle. It's kind of funny because, Vision's like, oh, it's funny because, like, there's a scene where, like, the thing falls on top of what's his face? The guy from Breaking Bad. Why can't I think of his name right now? Anyway, it falls on top of him, and he's like, oh, it's bad. It's funny because he gets hurt or whatever. And she's like, no, he's not hurt. And he's like, well, how do you know? And she's like, well, it's not that kind of show. And then they start getting into a more deep conversation, and she just starts talking about how she's so, alone, and how she's so hurt, and how she's, so grieving. And there's the line again from Vision, the biggest, unbelievable line again coming from a Marvel show, and that is, what is grief if not love persevering? Wow. I mean, just wow. Again, like, I can't even stress how profound that is from a Marvel show. I mean, that was like, holy shit. What the hell just happened here? And I was impressed. I was impressed by the line, and what a great job Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany did in that scene. I mean, they really crushed it. It made you feel it. It made you believe it. And these two, again, have been crushing it all show long, but really in that scene, just what an amazingly, wonderfully done scene by both of them. I was crazy impressed by it. It was totally amazing. So anyway, moving on from there, then we get to the next scene. So, of course, then it gets to a part she goes through another door with Agatha, and Agatha basically says, okay, this is where you go get Vision. Of course, then she walks in, you see Vision here on the table. So she walks into the sword facility and is like, yeah, I know you have his body here. I want it. Let me have it. Finally, like, the guy's on the phone with the director. He lets her in, and you see that she does have a conversation with the director of swords. So she met him beforehand. So when she came out of the hex the other time, she had already met him, so they have had a history. I'm telling you, this dude's shady as shit. But anyway, she has a conversation with him. Finally, she just busts through the glass and flies down to him here, and you see this scene here. And again, now right here, you see her then. She's got the magic going on here, and she says, I can't feel you. And that's a throwback, of course, harkening back to in Avengers Infinity War, where she is doing that, and she's like, all I feel is you. Well, here now she can't feel him anymore, so she's unable to feel Vision. She's unable to sense him, and that is pretty much confirmation in my eyes that Vision is dead. Vision is dead. Vision as we know him is gone. So she's breaking down. She wants to bury him, and the sword guy, he's like, what's his name again? Hallwell. Damn it, I never remember his name. Anyway, the sword guy, he's like, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna let you walk out of here with $3 billion worth of vibranium just to bury it in the ground. So I mean, I guess that guy's a douchebag, but I guess that's a good point. So I'll give him that point, I guess. So then she leaves. She goes out to her car, and she finds this little piece of paper on her seat of her car, gets in her car, and drives to Westview. And when she gets to Westview, she pulls up, and she finds this, it's a foundation of a house. And she opens the piece of paper, and that's where you see this, which is, it's obviously from Vision, a little note here. It says, to grow old in V, and it's got a heart around it. And that's so he bought that plot, basically, and it had a foundation on it, and he bought it for her so they can grow old in it. And man, again, so then she just basically drops to her knees, and she loses it. And that's where all the power then is released. You see Wanda in all her power. And as she's doing this, the house starts building around her and all that stuff. And then you see this here where out of her, after the house is built around her and everything else, you see Vision being created. So she created the Vision that's in Westview, guys. And so we've been wondering, and we've been, theorizing, is that Vision? Is it not? Is that Vision's body she's been puppeting around forever? All of that stuff. Well, answers have been made today. Answers have been made. Or is that how I say that? Answers have been answered, I guess. She has not. So she did not puppet Vision around. She created this version of Vision. So the Vision is created in this thing. The kids, her kids, are her creations. I mean, it's pretty plain and simple. She has manifested these kids, most likely. And then you see, of course, her, changing the whole town and all the people. Then she, is puppeting them. So this is crazy, because this is confirming that Wanda is the reason why this all happened was just her grief. She just lost it. Agatha sensed this power, of course, and that's why she came in. And then Agatha was kind of meddling a little bit in all of it. But Agatha's motivation in this is just, how did you do this? How did you do this? I also think Agatha had no problem killing Sparky, because Sparky wasn't real. I'm pretty sure that Sparky is a creation of Wanda. Wanda made Sparky. Also, Agatha talks about Pietro, so fake Pietro. And she talked about how she was controlling him. So Pietro, or whatever version of this was being controlled and was eyes and ears for Agnes. It was a lot, just a whole lot of stuff going on there. And then, of course, you get past that scene. So Agatha got the answers that she wanted. Next thing you know, Agatha's outside, and you got this scene here. She's got the kids. all tied up here. She's got him, and she's talking to Wanda, and finally she says to her, "Look, your magic is chaos magic. It's not controllable. You're dangerous." And yeah, I mean, we're gonna get the showdown right now. She's got Wanda's kids, she's holding them like that. Look at this, man. She's got them all tied up here. Agatha's definitely shown herself in all her power. You see Wanda then, of course, because she's outside of that hex that Agatha had. Now Wanda can use her power. I'm very curious, because of the way the show began, if Agatha can feed off of Wanda's power, and also if Wanda is not too powerful and not able to just straight overrun her. Of course, there is one other thing. Here, hold on. I forgot to pull this up here really quick. Hold on. Yeah, make sure I have this, because there was one other thing that was shown on this show, of course, and that was the end credit scene. And that is where you get, let me pull this up for you guys here. That's where you get this guy. Boom, White Vision. So you see White Vision here. You see on top of his head up here. There is obviously no Mind Stone, but they have put Vision's body back together. Sword has. And since they had the drone with Wanda's magic, they were able to power this thing up. So White Vision actually has life now. You see him do one of these here. Let me pull this picture up for you guys as well here really quick. You see him here. He's looking at his hands. So White Vision is coming to life. There's going to be a robot showdown, guys. There's going to be a robot showdown here at the end, at the final episode of WandaVision. That's my guess as well. So that is the whole synopsis, of course, of WandaVision episode 8. And again, I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments below. It's a lot. It's a lot going on here. A lot to think about. And like I said, the cool thing with this show and the cool thing with this episode, in my opinion, is just how amazing and how, dude, just the writing of the show, the details, so many details. There are a couple of things that don't quite match up. So here's a couple of things that don't match up. If Vision is created by Wanda, as it looks like now for sure, Vision is created by Wanda. So if Vision is created by Wanda, in the Hex, of course, why then was the tracker they had on Vision, so that Sword had, that the guy from Sword had, why was it tracking decaying vibranium when Vision, we don't even know if he actually is vibranium, but let's just say Wanda created him and made him vibranium. His vibranium is not decaying then. He is fully formed Fobranium? I don't know. So that was a little weird, I thought. But all in all, dude, this episode was great. The backstory of Agatha was awesome. Man, was that awesome. I do think we're going to see with Wanda, I think in the big showdown, Wanda's going to get a big red crown, kind of like Agatha's mom had. Oh, yeah, and of course, how could I forget the big punchline, too, at the end, where Agatha calls out Wanda, drops the name drop. You are the Scarlet Witch. That was crazy too. Just all sorts of awesomeness, guys. This episode, I'm just so impressed with it. I'm so impressed with it. I never thought the show was going to be this good. It just boggles my mind on how amazing this show is. It's just wonderful. Really, really good show. And let me see here what we got going on here. Let's see if you're watching, again, man, I want to hear your guys' comments, your theories. Hit me up. Post on here, of course. I want to see what you guys think. I know it says here Hillary's watching, so what's up, Hillary? And there it is. There she is. Hillary says, is there any meaning to the Scarlet Witch name? So, yes, there's a huge meaning to it. The Scarlet Witch name, of course, being the name of Wanda Maximoff in the comics. Wanda Maximoff, of course, is her regular name. The Scarlet Witch is like her superhero name. So, kind of like, how do I put this? Magneto, his name is Eric Lyncher. Or Wolverine, his name is Logan. Cyclops, his name was Scott Summers, you know. Obviously, Iron Man is Tony Stark. So the Scarlet Witch in the comics is the superhero name of Wanda Maximoff. Now, what it looks like they're doing here in the MCU, which is really cool, because they don't always do it like the comics, you know, in the MCU. So what I think they're doing here in the MCU is more of like treating the Scarlet Witch as if she's like a legendary being or a legendary figure of some type, or a prophecy, you know, like a prophesized person. So I think that's kind of what they're going with on it, and I think it's awesome. It's such a cool angle on it. I really liked it. I was like, check out the Scarlet Witch. I was nerding out big time. So, yeah. So that's what's going on with that. Yeah. Let's see. Do we got any other questions, comments, and stuff? Keep them coming, Hillary, if you got some more, or if anybody else out there has some. I would love to hear what your guys' questions, comments, all those theories, and all that stuff are here. I'm going to look and see if I have a few on here as well. I don't have any tips as of right now. So I'm just going to check and see if we got any more theories or questions. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap it up and call it a day. But I'd love to hear from you if you're watching right now. We'll give you another couple of minutes here just to see that. Let's see here what we got going on with the WandaVision stuff. I know I'd seen some. I want to pull them up here really quick. Usually I'm a little more prepared than this. Sorry, guys. But let me see here. WandaVision theories. I was watching something earlier and I'd seen some pretty decent questions here, so I wanted to some of the comments I was seeing on something else I was looking at just said I think Agatha feels Wanda is the bad guy and she's trying to protect everyone else from her, but both realize someone else is the real villain instead. So the thing is I don't know if Wanda isn't a bad guy, but Wanda's doing evil things. She enslaved a town. If you really think about it, that's what happened. She enslaved a town. You know what the funny thing is you can make an argument. The sword guy, the guy who's in charge of sword, is technically a good guy. Even though the guy in charge of sword flat out is a douche. But that being said, he's still a good guy. His intentions are good. He's just a dick. But compared to what he's done, or compared to what Wanda's done, Wanda has enslaved an entire town, including kids, people, including kids. Hillary chimes in, says, why is Vision white? So that, all right, yeah, let me pull that back up again here so you guys can get a visual on this. So there are two versions of Vision in this show, right? I'm going to pull it up really quick. WandaVision. Vision. Okay, so I'll pull up both versions of the Vision in the show so you can see. So we can have some clarity on this. So there's one, and here's the other one. This one. Okay, so let's start with the first one. So this is the Vision we all know and love, right? Oh, hold on. That is not him. Hold, please. Hold. Sorry. Boom. Nope. Okay, that did not work. Let's try one more time here. Don't know why it's being a butthead, but it's being a butthead. There it is. Okay, got it. All right, so that's the Vision we all know and love, right? Right there. So there's your regular old Vision. We know that guy. So this Vision that you're seeing here, this is the one that Wanda created inside the Hex. It's not really Vision's body. She literally created an entirely new Vision. This, coming up right here, is Vision's old body. It's old Vision's body. So that's his body. And Sword took him all apart, pieced him all together as much as they can. They fixed a little something on his head up there see if we can. Here, let me see here if we can see that part, that piece right here. Let's pull that up here. So, oh, that was not what I wanted. Whoops. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. That's what I wanted. All right, so this right here. So this is new. This is what Sword put on here, right here. So we can zoom in on that a little bit. So Sword put that on. So they rebuilt this part of Vision's head. As you can see, there used to be a big indentation right here. So that white Vision that you're seeing is Vision's old body. So it's not really Vision. It's dead Vision, who's been kind of brought back to life, so to speak. Now, I don't know why he's white. Unsure. Don't know anything about that. But that's what this is. So, the Wanda's Vision, the one that she'd created, is a replica of what Vision used to look like when he had the Mind Stone. So right here, there's your Mind Stone. And then this, of course, is Vision's old body. And these two mofos, guys, they're going to fight. Those two guys are going to fight. I guarantee it. I am already 100% sold on the fact that these two guys are going to duke it out. So that's how I feel about that. Hillary, great questions, by the way. Keep them coming if you got some more. I would love to hear them. I'm going to read off a few more that I saw on here as well. Let's see here. So, yes. So, Wanda brought up, here's one. I guess another thought, because who is the Prince of Chaos? Loki. So, yeah. It's mischief, actually, God of Mischief. And that's a good point that somebody else brought up in this other thing I was looking at. Loki is the God of Mischief, and they were talking about mischief in the beginning of this episode when they're in Sokovia, and they're talking about mischievous things and stuff like that. So that was kind of a harkening back. It could be that Loki ends up being part of this. Unsure if that's going to be a real thing or not. We'll see, but it could be. So that's a thought too. It's a good comment on here as well. Let's see what else they got here for comments and theories. So they did not address the book. So somebody said the purple book that Agatha has might be the missing book from Doctor Strange, and that's possible. They had not addressed the book yet. The book has not been addressed, and I thought that was very interesting because I still think that book is something huge. I think that book is going to be something big and something awesome. So that's my opinion. Again, what do you guys think if you're watching now? Do you guys think the book is going to be a big thing in the finale? I would love to hear from you guys on the book as well. They did not address it. So let's see. Somebody said, what about the cockroach in Agatha's house? So actually, it was not a cockroach. That was a cicada or something similar, a locust maybe. And if you noticed, Agatha grabbed it and turned it into a bird and was using it to show Wanda how that all works and how transformation works. So apparently that bug was nothing, really. It wasn't much of anything. So I thought that was kind of funny. Savannah chimes in, says, what was your favorite part of the last episode? The line. Dude, that I was floored simply by Vision's line. Again, what is grief if not love persevering? I was floored by it. When I heard that line, I was just knocked out, floored. I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is so deep for a Marvel show. So take that line out of it. I would have to say just going through Wanda's history and figuring out and putting all the pieces together. And yes, it's a huge retcon. Retcon being retroactive continuity. It's a very comic book thing to do, where they go back and kind of change Wanda's origin a little bit. But it was so good. Kevin Feige really killed it. And yeah, I mean, I really did like going back through Wanda's history as well. But yeah, for me, my favorite part definitely is that line from Vision. Just and watching their interaction too. Vision's interaction with Wanda in that scene is unbelievable. I thought it was a really well done scene in my opinion. So that's kind of where I'm at, and that's a great question. Thanks, Savannah, for that. And let's see what else I got here. I'm gonna pull up some more stuff here. Keep them coming, guys. I want to hear from you guys. And I'm just gonna keep kind of reading some of the comments I'd seen from earlier today and something else I was doing. Let's see here. Hold, please. I'm going to pull out some more here. There we go. Scrolling. Nope. Nope. Okay, so there isn't I got all pretty much the best ones there. So you guys get the idea. I mean, just again, a great episode in my opinion. I really loved it. And just I can't wait for the finale. So I'm going to go to bold predictions here since I don't have any more comments and stuff right now. But if you guys if you want to chime in, just hit me up on here. Again, you guys can comment in the comment sections below on all three, Twitch, on YouTube, on Facebook. You can comment on all three. Or you can hit me up in the tip link, of course, streamlabs.com/movieIdiot. All right, so my bold prediction. How is this going to close out? I still am sticking with my original bold prediction. I still think there's somebody behind Agatha a little bit. We do know Wanda did the hex. Agatha showed up because she wanted to know how this power was possible. She sensed it. But I still think there's another... That book tells me, it still tells me Mephisto. I'm still banking on Mephisto. I do think there's going to be an amazing robot fight scene. So I'm banking on that. So that's kind of one of my predictions for the finale. I think we're going to get an amazing magic off or a witch off scene. Shawnee Sean chimes in. Hola, Shawnee Sean. Shawnee Sean, I want to hear your theories. What do you think is going to happen on the season finale? Or Shawnee, what did you think about this past episode 8? I want to hear from you as well. Comments, man, I want to hear it. So anyway, so some of my predictions, yeah, I do think we're going to get a huge robot battle. I think we're going to get a huge witch battle. I think we're going to see that crown. So here, let me pull this up again because I thought it was such a cool visual of Agatha's mom. Really quick here, I'll pull this up. So let's see. So Agatha's mom in this right here, I think we're going to see this crown right here. I think we're going to see that on Wanda. When Wanda and Agatha finally duke it out for the final showdown, I think we're going to see that crown on Wanda. I think Wanda's going to overpower Agatha in every way. That's just kind of my opinion. I think that's going to be a thing. Let's see here. Sean said one of the runes look like a symbol for Magneto. Oh, yeah. So I thought that was interesting too. I almost thought, Sean, I thought it was maybe more of an homage to House of M. So it definitely was an M, but I think it was a comic book homage to the House of M. So here, let me pull that up. I could show you that too. It's a pretty neat looking thing. Hold on a second. House of M. Images. All right. Let me see if I can find one of those. So if you look, here we go. Here's a good one. Here we go. Pull that up really quick. Okay, so you see that here, this right here, that logo in the background. There's your House of M logo, and the House of M referring to Mephisto specifically. Although a lot of people always think it's mutants, because at the end of the comic book, that's where Wanda says no more mutants. So people get that confused, but no, it's reference to Mephisto. That's why I still think Mephisto is going to be the big baddie in the end, in my opinion. I still feel like that's going to be a thing, but who knows now? I mean, they made it really look like Agatha's the big baddie. I still think there's going to be a huge twist. The other thing I'm kind of expecting on this final episode right here is I'm expecting a longer episode. A much longer episode. I'm thinking probably an hour. I'm hoping for more, but I'll take an hour for the episode. I'm really hoping that's going to be a thing. But yeah, so now what I'm curious about, Sean, so you had mentioned the M. I'm curious. Let me look this up because I want to see what the other, because they showed 2 of them. I think there were more, but they showed 2. Hold on. What'd you call it? Runes? Runes. Let's see if we can find those. Because, yeah, I thought those were cool, too. The spells. So here's the one you were talking about, Sean. And I'll get that one on here. So that's the one Sean was talking about. Right there. So there's the M. But I want to see if there's another one. Because there were a couple. Yeah, it says these are runes, Wanda. Here's the second one. I'm going to pull that one up really quick. See if we can. I can't really zoom in any farther, but there's another one. So I'm wondering what this is. What is that right there? That's the one that made me more curious because we saw the M, right? And I thought Mephisto with the M. And, and also the reference of House of M is Shawnee Sean chimes in and says, yes, I want an hour. Yeah, I really do think it's going to be an hour or close to it. I really hope so. I'm hoping for more, but I really do think it's going to be an hour. But, yeah, I'm very curious, Sean, since you brought up the runes. What is this symbol right here? This guy. I am uber curious. I haven't had a chance to delve into the full internet experience yet and figure out what that may or may not be, but I am ultra curious on what that could be right there. So yeah, but all in all, Sean, if you're still watching, what did you think of the scenes with Wanda's flashbacks and like specifically some of her interactions like with her parents and with Vision and that kind of stuff? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that as well, on what you thought on that. Comment below. Let me hear it from you. And anybody else who's watching, please feel free to chime in. I thank you, Savannah. Thank you, Hillary. Thank you, Shawnee Sean, for chiming in. I love talking this stuff with you guys. So yeah, please chime in. I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are on the show. Dude, Sean, you really got me like curious about these runes. This guy right here. What is the second rune? No, you know what? Bear with me. Let's Google search together, shall we? All right, let's see. What do WandaVision runes mean? Let's see if we can find that out. So, WandaVision. Here's an article on all the Easter eggs, but like that's not very helpful. That's not what I'm looking for. We'll give this another minute. If I can't find an exact thing, I'm just gonna skip it then because I can't seem to think. No, nothing mentions the runes specifically. Let's see what this article is. Here, I'm gonna have you guys join me on this adventure. Let's see here. We're going to go through all these Easter eggs that this points out because why the hell not? First of all, yeah, the opening logo being purple, that was cool. Shawnee Sean chimes in, says, I can't wait for Marie to... Yeah, Maria Rambo. I know. I can't wait either. And that was another thing, obviously they really wanted to get into Wanda's backstory on this one. But yeah, I really can't wait for Maria Rambo to use her powers too. She's going to be a big kind of wild card in this whole thing now. I think honestly she's going to be on the side of Wanda, taking on Agatha. And also that White Vision's going to be in there. It's going to be all sorts of craziness going on, I think. Lots of different directional storylines happening all at once. It's going to be very curious to see how they tie it all up. But we'll see. All right, so let's go through this here. Let's see. So obviously the purple thing in the beginning, that was one thing. Shawnee Sean says maybe she'll absorb energy from both witches. That's a thought. Do you think Monica? I feel like Monica Rambeau, her powers are more built in that spectrum, so like light spectrum and color spectrum thing. If you noticed her vision, like when she's gets through the thing and she's looking around, you see all the spectral colors. I'm just curious to see what that's going to entail. But yeah, that's a good thought, Sean. I think it's very possible. Although I feel like Agnes's powers are so based in absorption too, so who knows? So let's see here. So Agnes is obviously a witch. We saw that. New Salem was a thing in the comic books, so there's an Easter egg here. Let's see here. Here's one. I might be reaching, but there are 7 witches, not including Agatha's mother. There's a trial. There could be a nod to Salem's 7 from the comic book. Okay, well, that's interesting. Here's the brooch, of course. We saw Agatha take that off her mom. So we see that. That's a little Easter egg here. Agatha tells Wanda aren't available to her. This connects to why Billy said to Agatha, so quiet. Yeah. Wanda's Sokovian accent comes back when she's talking to Agatha in the basement. Yep. So yeah, they keep, and it's funny how I loved how Agatha mentions that. She's like, oh, that accent really comes and goes, doesn't it? So I thought that was funny. And that, yep, there we go. That's it right there. So here we are. Now we're at the runes. You can see the Agatha's rune inside a hexagon, which is a nod to the shape of Westview town limits like a hex. But what's the thing inside? See, it doesn't really say. Let's see what Sean says. I want the brooch. Oh my God, that's awesome, Sean. What's the thing inside though? That's what I'm curious about. What is this right here? I don't know. And then it talks about the bug. So that's not really a thing. So let's see the DVDs. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, I Love Lucy, Bewitched, Malcolm in the Middle. But again, here's one that I can't quite tell right here. I'm thinking Little Orphan Annie. I don't know. Let's see. Then of course you got the Dick Van Dyke thing. And it's that specific episode they were talking about. Let's see here. What is that? Red it just goes into red. So here's of course the Stark bomb. I'm trying to see if they find any other cool stuff. I don't see anything else on the runes though. So, but the Mind Stone. Now here, this was a cool part. If you look at this, let me blow this up a little bit. See if I can open the image and yeah. So if you look here, when Wanda gets to the Mind Stone, you see this silhouette here. There's the crown of the Scarlet Witch. I mean, this is definitely probably Wanda as the Scarlet Witch, we're guessing, or maybe it's just a different iteration of the Scarlet Witch. I thought that was a cool thing as well, that they did. So I thought that was kind of neat. Let's see. This was, oh my God, this right here. All the feels right here in this one. I can't feel you. You could never hurt me. I just feel you. That of course, when she finds him on the table and she says, I can't feel you anymore. Oh, man. I love the town people. So here we go. The pizza delivery guy is the mailman. So the mailman ended up being nothing. Sean chimes in and says Scarlet Witch silhouette. Yeah. Yep. The mailman ended up being nothing, which I thought that was crazy. Here's a little thing on the back of Wanda's car. It says Excelsior on the license plate. Of course, nod and homage to the late, great Stan Lee. Here is the heart on the property. Deed for WandaVision's house explains the heart on the calendar. I didn't even put that together. Oh, my gosh. Dude, that's... the heart on the thing explains the heart on the calendar. That's brilliant. God, they're so smart in this show. Oh, man. Also, if you want to keep sobbing with me, I have to point out that Vision probably had already bought a lot of their future home when he told Wanda he wanted to stay with her in Infinity War. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and then this scene, of course, was crazy. And then, of course, her doing that. And then the throwback here with the power. I love how they did this whole scene when the house gets built and everything else. Sean chimes in and says, mind blown. Yeah. And then, of course, this at the end. And then it's chaos magic. So let's talk about chaos magic a little bit, actually. That's one thing I can talk about here really quick. So chaos magic is a type of magic specifically in the comics. I will do a quick Google search. I want to get this right here. So chaos magic. All right. Okay. Glossary. WandaVision, Scarlet Powers. Here we go. Chaos magic. Okay. So literally the name of this article is What the Fuck is Chaos Magic? Perfect. So... I'm trying to find a good. So what is chaos magic though? So in real life, chaos magic is a 70s belief. Oh, that's yeah. No, I want it in. I don't want it in that. Well, whatever. It's fine. That article isn't going to be helpful. Okay. So it's something, obviously in real life, there's an explanation of what chaos magic is, but in the comics, chaos magic is a very specific type of magic, belonging to a certain bad guy. I cannot pronounce nor remember his name fully, so I'm not even going to try. So we're going to say his name is, and he uses chaos magic, and other beings are able to channel some of that chaos magic, like Doctor Strange and others. So they when they need to use some chaos magic, they turn to and channel some of that magic from Mr. And that's how that goes. So this just builds into my theory that there is another baddie behind all of this. That could be what the book is all about too. So I do think there's probably something more to that whole chaos magic theory as well. Sean says, I love Mew. Hillary says, haha, that's a great name. I know, right? I mean, I just came up with that off the top of my head, if you guys haven't noticed. I really wish I could remember his name, and even if I could remember his name, I promise you it's not an easy one to explain. I could try to Google it. Let me see. Hold on. Because I was just listening to something about this the other night. Marvel. We'll add that on here. But, dude, yeah, I mean, it's a very weird name, and, yeah. Let's see. What am I expecting? Exactly. From Hexus to Chaos, the Scarlet Witch made her first appearance. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. Here, I'm going to have you guys join me on this adventure as well, so you're here so we can figure this out together. Chaos magic in Marvel Comics. Sean says Rumpelstiltskin. Exactly. Is Rumpelstiltskin. So chaos magic in Marvel Comics. Wanda's powers have undergone a few changes in the comics, but currently continually describe her abilities as the capability to wield potent chaos magic. Scarlet Witch in 2015. My power and ability, yeah. So she can wield the chaos magic. I want to see where it came from though. She was told that the demon. Here we go. See, I told you guys right here. I'm gonna Chithon. There it is. That's the name right there. The demon Chithon. That's the guy. So it's pronounced, I don't know. Chthon, Chthon. Apparently there's vowels missing from this guy's name. But anyway, that's where the chaos magic comes from. So she can channel it from that guy, but Wanda is literally stealing it from him. So I feel like that's going to come back to bite him. Sean says chiffon cake. Exactly. Chiffon cake. That's the guy. He made those cakes. So that's where chaos magic comes from in the comics. And you know, with a lot of this stuff we're going to start getting into, especially with the multiverse of madness coming up, and a lot of the stuff that's coming up in Marvel, you're going to start seeing a lot more references to bigger, I think, demons. And we saw one in the first Doctor Strange where Dormammu, he's kind of like the leader or big powerful being in the dark dimension. Well, there are other obviously major powerful beings. I keep mentioning Mephisto. He's one. Nightmare is another one. He rules. You guys can probably guess it. Nightmare rules nightmares. So I know that's a stretch, but it's a thing. So yeah, I mean, there's so many of these people in Marvel Comics, and what I love about the MCU is they take these guys and they don't do them exactly the way they're done in the comics. They just come up with their own iteration of it, but I feel like it's done so well. And I feel like they did so well with this show too. And again, just the way they tie it all in and whatnot. Let's go back to this article for a second, because this kind of caught my attention here. It says, what is a Scarlet Witch? In 2015, Scarlet Witch solo series holds a few tantalizing hints to her true lineage. Wanda and Agatha entered a plane of existence called the Witch's Road to find out why magic was fading. There they met up with the spirit of Wanda's mother, Natalia Maximoff. Natalia introduced herself as the Scarlet Witch. Did you think You were the first, Agatha asked Wanda. Honestly, I never thought about it, Wanda explained. So, oh my God. So in the comics, they even go into this. Wow, that's crazy. So see, here we go. So that opens a whole nother door and kind of backs up this whole thing as Hillary says, what? I never would have guessed. I'm assuming you're talking about Nightmare. I know that came out of nowhere. So yeah, I mean, if they go with the comics on this, it looks like there are multiple Scarlet Witches. This is more of a mantle that seems to be passed along from witch to witch over generations. I mean, obviously, many witches live for hundreds of years, so I don't know how that all works. Let me see if I can read more on this here. Hey, I keep taking these adventures with me, guys. Let's go. Let's see. Honestly, I never thought about it, Wanda replied. It came to my head fully formed in the moment I realized my powers. I knew I was the Scarlet Witch, which, you know, obviously in the show, Agatha told her she's the Scarlet Witch. As was the case with your mother and her mother before her, revealed Agatha. Really? That would be cool. Okay. I wonder. So I wonder if Wanda's mom was a Scarlet Witch before her. As Shawnee Sean chimed in and said, it's the Marvel school bus. Yes. Come along, join the fun. Time to get... No, I don't even know if that's the song. Sorry, guys. Anyway, yeah, I'd love to ride the Marvel school bus. So that'd be really cool, though, if they decided to go with that storyline, where the Scarlet Witch is something that is kind of handed down from generation to generation. That's crazy. Oh, my God. See, this is why I nerd out so much. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm going to get done with this show. I'm probably going to go dive into like another 4-hour theory hole. That sounded wrong. But anyway, I'm probably going to go dive into another 4-hour theory hole on YouTube about all this stuff now, the Scarlet Witch and all this stuff. Oh my gosh. By the way, if you guys really want to get into a lot of cool theories, I don't normally do this, but I am going to straight up recommend another YouTube channel, Comic Books Explained. They do such an amazing job of explaining all the comics and all the comic storylines. They do a great House of M one. One of my favorites, they do the whole Hulk, the Planet Hulk storyline and stuff is so awesome. And then they have so they started a spin-off channel called Pop Culture Explained, also really cool. So I would totally recommend those, and you can use those too to get some reference points for WandaVision as well. So I would fully recommend somebody else's YouTube channel after you get done watching mine. So anyway, Shawnee Sean chimes in and says, so dirty. Oh, it will. Shawnee Sean says LOL. So yeah, so what other kind of nuggets and tidbits can we find here? I mean, since we're riding the Marvel school bus, let's see. I love it. If you guys haven't noticed, I love doing this. I love digging into all this fun and exciting stuff. So anyway, I don't know. I mean, maybe I should just quit. I could do this all night. So, all right, guys. I think I'm going to call it a night there. I want to thank Shawnee Sean for chiming in. I want to thank Hillary for chiming in. I want to thank Savannah for chiming in. Thank you guys for watching. So next week, I just want to let you guys know, I'm going to do something special. I'm going to record myself watching the show. As Sean says, good night. So I'm going to record myself next week, next Friday morning when I watch WandaVision. I'm going to record myself doing it, so I will post a reaction video of me watching the season finale of WandaVision, so WandaVision episode 9. And I'll post that up. Of course, we're going to do the WandaVision open spoiler discussion for the finale next week. Let's just book it now. I'm going to say next Sunday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So hopefully you guys can join me for that. I'll be really excited to talk this whole show with you guys. It's been a hell of a ride. It's been a lot of fun. As Shawnee Sean chimes in and says, oh, yep. It's going to be a live, well, not live. I'm not going to do the reaction video live, but I am going to pre-record my reaction video. I just I have a feeling it's something I wish I would have done for Mandalorian season finale, because you guys would have seen a grown man cry when Luke Skywalker popped up. So, yeah, definitely we're going to be doing that. Shawnee Sean says, send me a calendar invite. Yeah, I can't send everybody a calendar invite, so I'm sorry, Sean. But mark it in your calendar, Shawnee Sean. Next, what I might do, though, is I'll set up the event right, like, tonight, maybe even. And yeah, so Hillary says, you're not allowed to edit out you crying. I'm telling you. I'll tell you guys right now. I'm going to flat out say it. If for some reason, and I don't believe this is ever going to happen, okay? But if for some reason Magneto showed up and says, yeah, and grabs a hold of White Vision and just crushes him like this, and then turns to Wanda and says, I'll save you, daughter, I would lose my shit and have total geeky man tears streaming down my face, okay? So, like, don't think that tears will not happen. I have cried on my show before, damn it. Just, if you're not sure about that, reference the show I did 2 days ago when I started talking about Zack Snyder. Anyway, the point being... to tie all this up, so I will be doing the watch along, as Shawnee Sean says, hashtag man tears. They are real. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with showing a little emotion, you know? It's good. It's healthy, right? It's healthy. But anyway, yes, I will be doing a watch along. I will definitely be posting that, and then we'll do the open spoiler discussion, of course, on Sunday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then, of course, we're gonna have the Movie Idiot Show. Let me see. It looks like Friday again. I have to look at my schedule really quick. So hold please. Let me pull up my schedule, guys. Oh no, it won't be Friday. I guess I'll do my Movie Idiot Show this Thursday. It looks like. Yep. I think Thursday. Because that's my day off work. So, yep. All right. Movie Idiot Show this Thursday at noon. I will be doing, so noon Central Standard Time, I'll be doing the Movie Idiot Live show. So make sure you check that out. Movie Idiot Live, of course, we go over all the movie and TV news for the whole week right there on one show. So make sure you check it out. It's cool. It's awesome. It's informative. And I love talking with you guys. I got to catch up here. Let's see. Hillary says, men have feelings too. Geeky Marvel feelings. This is accurate. Very accurate. Or Star Wars. We don't just limit it to Marvel. We can do Star Wars feelings too. And honestly, dude, I'm going to tell you right now, if the Flashpoint movie, when that comes out, I'm going to have lots of DC feelings too, I bet. I did have feelings about Wonder Woman 84, but they were not tears. They were anger feelings. So, yeah, those feelings go all over the place with, damn it, don't with my movies and content, all right? That's all I gotta say. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up. I know I'm just rambling on here. So, guys, thank you again for watching the show. Thank you for chiming in. You guys are awesome. I will catch you all next up on the Movie Idiot Show live Thursday at noon. I'll make sure I put a thing on YouTube for that. I'll also get a thing on YouTube for and on Facebook, of course, for the 8 p.m. Sunday for the WandaVision finale open spoiler discussion, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. One more comment here. Looks like Shawnee Sean says, I have hate feelings for DC. Not all of it's bad. Shazam was really good. I really enjoyed Shazam. So there is that. So, all right. On that happy note, guys, thank you all for tuning in. I will catch you all on the Movie Idiot Show on Thursday. And until then, peace. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Have a great week.